Flame on! How's everybody doing tonight? I'm here with my special guest, Nick Lenz. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Those will be wondering, what's going on your camera? My camera's having issues with StreamYard. It does work for another program I use, but StreamYard is not working.
Yeah, so out of respect for technical difficulties, this is going to be an off-cam show.
Mhm.
But and well, and what's up, Nemo? How you doing tonight? We're doing good. How are you, buddy? But all right. Do you want to do a brief recap, or you just want to go right into it? Because I know this is going to be like we just did chapter 32 to wrap up volume. I think we're just now under volume. Well, hold on. Hold on. The average in the volume collection is roughly 4 to 6 chapters on average, not counting bonus content.
Yeah.
So I think technically we should be almost at the end of volume 5.
Probably, yes.
Beginning
So-
of volume 6.
I think so. So starting off with chapter 33, known as Shilling Failures, the cover image is basically Sadara with her Maricon Shuriken. So we started off with Sadara basically in Boruto's arms. She's still using Maricon Shuriken. And Imori basically, and Kawaki is there. And of course, Sumori is like, as was our discussion, but she's breathing. But the Maricon Shuriken, it has been pointed out, though, this has been long established lore in the Naruto franchise that overuse of the Maricon Shuriken does blind the user. This happened with Madara, so then they have the unfortunate thing of happened with him where he stole his brother's eyes, and kind of the same thing happened with Sasuke, where he took his own brother's eyes. Yeah, the Uchiha clan, they love the eye gouging thing. They love doing that for some reason. So don't blame me for basically describing it. But what happened in the series, so don't be mad at me about it. But in the case of basically who could Sadara it for, because it is a thing of like eye transplant thing, the only person who could probably give her new eyes is maybe Sasuke, unless one of those clones probably could do it. But
The Shinochia clones.
yeah,
Which yeah, they're a callback from the Gaiden novel, and they are, at least from what was told in that novel, they are genetically adaptable. But even then, I don't think they want to allude to that just yet, because then you got to go into the pseudoscience of it all, whether or not Sarada would go through potential rejection because it's not a direct blood relative, and then you got and other aspects we'll get to. But let's well, I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's something they could do if they wanted to get around that.
yeah. So have her eye looks like it's bleeding, and she's like unconscious, and we have the bug clones. And we have Himori surrounded by the energy of the reborn Kurama, though he's basically a baby. And you have Damien just reflecting the bug clones. And of course, Inojin basically watching all this with Kaiji Kojin. And they just chat for quite a while. And of course, we have Armando. It's a big brawl, and of course, Ida is here, calling the bug clones gross because that's what she called Bug himself gross because he is gross. And of course, everybody just, and then a lot of them get killed by, I think it's Damien. He just takes out their heads, and Mitsuke basically does his snake sage thing. Which pre-time skip, his father told him don't use that in front of people. But apparently post-time skip, it's no problem. I guess he got permission now to use it. Because he's been using it post-time skip a lot. So I'm guessing somebody must have a Orochimaru, or maybe he got permission to use it. That's my guess. They've been showing Orochimaru post-time skip. You notice that, Jheat? Jheat?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Oh, yeah, that is. I had noticed that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the people who's still not here. Like, there's no Sonata here. As far as I can tell, she has not made appearance in the Boruto manga that I remember. In the first manga, this one, she's never been in the manga. She has been in the show twice.
Yeah, she made two major appearances. And I think both of them were in the Mitsuki Resident or the Mitsuki Rescue or the Akuta arc. I think both times she was featured in the Akuta arc.
Yeah, and aside from that, she's not been featured. The mangas don't mention her at all for some reason.
It's not that she doesn't exist; it's just she's just not relevant to the story being told.
Yeah, and I know Kakashi has been occasionally featured in the first manga. This one, I don't think Kakashi's show up at all.
Uh, I don't think I know. Wait, did Kakashi ever appear in the original Boruto Next Generation manga?
I think he did in cameos. I think he
Okay,
did like the one for the movie. But I think after the movie, I don't think he ever appeared in the post movie stuff.
okay, he did appear in the tie. Yeah, because I forget the original Boruto arc of the movie had a tie-in, had a like a tie
If
tie-in release.
I remember correctly, the tie-in adaptation took up the first. I think it was the first like.
Volume and a half. I feel like yeah, the movie recap was 12
I think
chapters.
it was like the first 10, 12 chapters. I think it was
Yeah.
where it was adaptation movie, and afterwards, I think the first arc, if I remember correctly, I think it was the Meiji Bandits arc. That was the first arc that came.
After the movie. Straight
Yeah,
from the movie.
it was that Ao and a lot of Kawaki stuff, and the still course stuff with Kara. And that the Kara stuff drove a lot of the Boruto manga. Like I would say about half the manga was basically Kara.
In some shape or form, because you go straight to Mitsuki, then with Jigen, then Ishiki. Once you get to the two Ao and Kawaki being rescued by Team Seven, the pacing drastically improved. Like it is straight shot the rest of the mainline series.
Yeah. So, and of course, basically still debating what to do, and lots of chatting here, and of course more action. I think it's Boruto trying to take out some bug clones. Damien's finding the back of his sister. And of course, Damien basically thanks Boruto for taking out the bug clone. And of course, animation's just cutting out. Let's say Enojin, who uses the magic circle. And of course, then he just does a reverse summoning where he summons himself to the battle. And then he just grabs something. And of course, I think he does something. And of course, then you have Shikadai doing the Shadow Paralysis Jutsu, which that is something that's a clan jutsu. I think this is, America correctly, for post time skip. I believe this only is the second time I could think of he's used that jutsu. Because I think he used a handful of times in the original manga for Boruto. Not as much as his father. His father used it practically almost every time. Like he used it a lot in the original manga for Naruto. Shikadai hasn't really used it that very much at all. Sadly.
Wait, didn't he use the shadow paralysis when Amato tried to get asylum in Konoha, or was that anime only?
I think it was anime only. But in terms of this manga here, Two-Blue Vortex, I think this is only the second or third time he's used it. Because I think he used it at the start. But then he had used it for quite a while. And more battling the bug clones. Enojin gets knocked out. And Amano's watches, of course, the summary, basically, it's like talk about collective conscious, and of course, more bug clones. Where apparently every Masuri is under Enojin's control. And I think what looks like, though, he's done a mind transfer to the bug clones, who then he proceed to destroy their eyes, every single one of them. And of course, Himawari is there helping him out. I think she's trying to heal him because I think she did a tiny bit of medical ninjutsu, if I remember correctly, from one of the I think it was one of the original episodes. She learned a little bit of it, but she's not a medical nin. Like the only one I can know of the main new characters, I think is just I know Sadara is. I believe Danky is. And I think Iwambe, I think he knows medical ninjutsu. I think that's it. I can't think of anybody else who knows it. I mean, it wasn't like as known as, let's say, what was in the original series. So Delta is there witnessing all this. Bara takes out Sasuke's, puts away Sasuke's sword, and grabs a thorn bulb, and he's asked what to do with it. And then we see on the tree, I believe this is a tree that has bug in it. And then we see Code's claw marks. And moving on to chapter 34, which is Code wearing a purple vest. I do not remember him wearing purple in the show. He wore red in the show, not purple. I guess this is a supposed time skip. Let's wear him purple for some reason. Used to it. And then we have opened up. Now, basically, we're in the chapter that just came out, where Boruto's got the thorn bulb, and he debates what to do. And of course, Himari hugs Inogen's like happy to see him. Yeah, because he's happy he's okay. I think when the eyes are okay, he's like fine. And of course, Damien, it's like, ask Ida. She's sure like, nope, thanks, section, nothing. And then we have Kashi Kojin on Baruto's shoulder, basically talking to a toad. And basically they chat for a little while. Yeah, these manga chapters got a lot of chatting with it.
Well, expedition is kind of a factor, and we're kind of, and I feel like the arc is kind of wrapping up, and we're trying to set the stage for the next conflict.
Yes.
So some of this to be expected, but what page are you on for chapter 34 so far? I didn't want to talk ahead.
9.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah, and after chatting for a little while, talk about Source Setting course, then we have Naruto do a finger gesture to, I think, use a teleport. It's like, says this, that was brilliant, you can keep your hair for now. And then, Himari is saying Boruto. And then Armando contacts Kawaki via Toad. Tells him, he's in my lab, we need to talk. And then we cut to Boruto, where he's at the tree where Bug is at. And it seems like he opens his eye, the one that Kawaki cut at the end of the previous manga, opens it up, and then it seems like he sees something as Code's claw mark, and then we see, well, I kid you not, making her first appearance in the Boruto Two-Blue Vortex, Sakura! Yeah, she appears here. Like, where have you been, girl?
Well, after Sasuke went rogue again, I wouldn't make very many public opinion appearances either.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I think in this particular series she's appeared. I know she's appeared several times in the previous manga, but I think this is the first time she's appeared in this manga that I remember.
Yeah, because I believe during the what was it? I can't remember which arc it takes place in, but not Owl, but the big burly guy, that fight where Boruto uses karma for the first time. Well, he gets possessed by Momoshiki for the first time. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And, she does appear. She does make good. I remember she made a good amount of appearances in the Boruto anime, but she didn't appear in the last 20 or so episodes because appearances were basically very sporadic. But she did appear. It's like her most prominent arc she appeared in was actually the Sadr arc, and afterwards, her appearances were very sporadic after that. So then Tsutsumori is there with, I think this is Chocho with him in Sadaro's hotel room. And then, of course, basically, it's Chocho. And her vision's getting blurry, and then she puts in the glasses. And her vision's getting blurry. It's like, prescription no longer fits. Your vision's deteriorating. There's a risk to use Maricon Shogun. The worse your sight worsens, more use it. So it's like only use it when needed. And then of course Sakura hugs her daughter. Yeah, no, I won't tell you to stop. Being the man in power. who want to help Boruto. It's like, yeesh, you truly are my child. Yes, she said this. Truly cast everything aside. Like that's like your dad growing up. Always grow up massive behave. No matter how bad the personal toll is, he's a big brother too. That's all her. They like should be family. Then she blushes at her mom, and then of course basically she just like then she gets her to like, excuse me, Master. What about the patient roommate? Who was patient 8? Who knows? Um, and of course she has Sadara. It's like, oh yeah. And then she just leaves. And she cries. Like, it really fires me up. And this is where basically, like, I think it's Sadara. I think it's Chocho finally calls Sumari by her actual name, not by class rep. It's like, no more class rep, it's just Susumari. Yeah, everybody's called her class rep since the series started. Yeah, and of course, basically, talking about logic of that. And then, yeah, Boruto Thorn Bub. Looks like he's about to free Bug with it. And then Code shows up. Yes, Code is here. And he fights Boruto. Which, yeah, the cover didn't lie. Code is definitely here. It's like, they chat for a while. And it seems like they might do something. And then the Thorn Bulb just rots away. Like, don't fret. Remember, he was a good guy. Just be... And, of course, Kachiko goes, like, let's share your memory. It looks like when a soul burns out. And it looks like that Bug is, like, turning to goo. That's what it looks like to me in this chapter, in the last page 40. He looks like he's turning to goo. And that's the chapter in a nutshell.
Okay, with that being said, if I had to interpret that, that's basically saying, like, hey, once you defeat in Shinju, I want to say Senju, let's just say Senju for simplicity. If you have only a certain amount of time to track down where their divine tree is, and then restore the original host. Otherwise, if the thorn bulb rots, the victim dies as well, since they're sharing chakra together. I believe that's how that works.
Yeah, but Bug dying it's fine. He wasn't an important character anyways, this series of Boruto.
Which, don't get me wrong, I get, especially if you want to raise the stakes. But do we really have to sacrifice Bug for this? Just because he barely contributed anything.
He's a nothing character. He didn't do anything. All he was there for was to have Ada say he's gross. That's it. There was nothing to this guy at all. What was the point of having him in the first place? He is a character, but he's nothing character. He's more like a background character than anything. Surprised we got through in 20 minutes.
Surprised as well. This was definitely one of our shorter videos.
Yeah, probably because we only have to two chapters.
But yeah, going forward, we'll do a brief Q&A session. You know, anything you guys want to ask us before we wrap up. We'll do a brief Q&A. But our last major segment, at least for me, would have to be how, like, do you see the anime? We get an announcement or anything this year? Because I believe Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War Core 3 just wrapped up, and we're waiting for Core 4 to officially.
Core 4 comes out in July, but they're apparently releasing the first 3 episodes as a movie. The end of June.
Huh? Why not just? I mean, if you're going to distribute syndicate, through syndication, why not? Why condense the first 3 episodes into a movie when you can just release, when you can broadcast them by syndication, especially with streaming?
Yeah, that's what basically they're doing. But this is going to be the last part. They've Bleach. I have not heard the confirmed episode count for Core 4. I have not heard anything. The only other show I know of the Parrots working on that is slated to come back. This is the I have heard. It's supposed to come back by October. Black Clover, and it's a good thing too because manga just wrapped up for that one. Boruto, I know part 2 is coming. They announced it twice. It's coming. I'm guessing that they're probably going to wait for the Boruto announcements after they finish both Bleach and when they finish up maybe Black Clover.
Wait, did they officially announce that we're going to bring Black Clover back right after Thousand Year Blood War? Because I don't remember hearing it.
The stuff I've heard is October this year.
Okay, so they're gonna bring Black Clover back. Oh yeah, yeah. Didn't Black Clover's manga recently wrap up?
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it ended with some of the characters getting married. The only character that was never confirmed if he basically got with these characters is Asta. There was confirmed about 4 or 5 different girls in love with him, but the series ends on a cliffhanger. Yeah, and I've heard something like some people, like there was a rumor online that the final volume was going to have, I think it was like a bonus chapter. No, it's just some extra pages. But yeah, the last chapter I was fine with it. I didn't mind the pairings that they put in it, but Asta, there was so much stuff with him. Like there was so many women who clearly, like there was two. It was I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but Mimosa and Noel were competing for his love, and it's like, okay, they're about to set up, and then series over, and Asta is still single, which makes no freaking sense at all. At least they wrap up the whole thing with one thing that started the series off, who became the new Wizard King. They do wrap up that thing. They hinted that he had the Charmy had a thing for him, but she was someone else. I wasn't all that surprised who it was. I was surprised how many kids they had. Oh my gosh. They had the most kids. You want to know? I know if it was spoiled. Do you know who Charmy ended up with?
Who?
Rel.
I could see that.
Do you know how many kids they have?
3.
7.
Huh.
Yeah. Fenrir, well, he was obviously going to marry the girl, the one he was engaged to anyways. They did get married, and she was expecting their first child. Yami and Charlotte, they have confirmed those two are officially married. Apparently, from what I've read, Meliana, who is the Captain Crimson's older sister, that one of the guys from Yami's homeland, she hooked up with him. He appeared in the last arc. Like, okay, good for her, but I'm like, okay, what about her brothers? Give them some girls. But it was something, but I guess they didn't think would develop. I mean, in the case of the other girl, I think for Yami, I was kind of surprised he couldn't take 2 wives. He had 2 girls in love with him, but yet only one he had with. They never established if in this franchise, if the law said, you only can take 1 wife. They never stated that at all. For Yami, I could easily say him with 2 wives, but no, he only had 1. The other was Vanessa, the one who was a witch. She fell for him when he just stumbled into the witch's kingdom, and then she followed him, and then like it was so obvious she had a thing for him, but then like nothing. And half the time she walked around the Black Bull headquarters in her underwear and being drunk. The other characters, remember the Black Bulls, and then them not getting girls. It seemed like in the case of the characters who was voicing them by Justin Brenner, Ian Sinclair, didn't seem like these two were interesting girls. Didn't say anything about interesting guys either, but it didn't seem like romance was on their mind. So them not with anybody is not surprising. Yes, Luck still wants to fight. Okay. I'm sure that he can find himself a girlfriend, but who knows?
Yeah, the whole aspect of shipping is another can of worms. But I will say this: it's probably for the best because Black Clother was kind of going through a relative decline.
Yeah. But I definitely think that they should wrap up the Asta romance stuff instead of just leave it open ended.
No, I don't blame them for leaving that open ended because, granted, I remember the trenches, I remember the forums. This could have gotten a lot uglier than it could have. Believe me.
In my opinion, what I would Noel and Mosa, I would have Asta marry them both. Because I'm sure Asta can handle two girls.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, but that depends on the writer.
It does.
Yeah. And it seems like you ever know if that manga tends to wrap up at the weirdest numbers. Like Black Clover just wrapped up at 382. I think like Bleach was like 686. The other ones I know if they wrapped up a good triple digit number was Shaman King and Naruto. Naruto wrapped up chapter 700. Shaman King was 400. But it seems like manga is never into ending at interesting numbers. I mean, they look at, say, the original Boruto manga. Well, that ended after 80 chapters. That seems like a round number, but it seems like a lot of the time it's like very random. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. Well, they did announce the winners of the Cruncher Awards.
No, who won?
Anime of the Year, My Hero Academia, the final season of the show.
Okay, that I saw coming.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. So, winners of the other awards. Let's see. Here we go. So, the My Hero Academia beat Danadon, Gachia, Tabi Original Sin, The Apothecary Diary Season 2, and The Summer Kuro Died. I vote My Hero. Film of the Year. This was not a surprise. As soon as this went up on the list, there was no surprise this won it. Demon Slayer Infinite Castle. There was no surprise about that one. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to change my end up with this one. Best continuing series. It was One Piece. One Piece keeps winning this one. They beat Danadon Season 2, Kaiju number 8, My Hero Academia Final Season, Solo Leveling, the second season of that show, and Spy X Family. Well, I did read that apparently Spy X Family got snubbed for Best Comedy. Best New Series. Gachatua. And that beat Clavus, Sakamoto Days, Original Sin, The Fragrant Flower Blooms of Dignity, and Summer Kuro Died. I never watched this show, so I'm like, okay, fine. Best Retro Anime. Lazarus Mappa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Best Animation. Solo Leveling. Which beat Danadon, My Hero Academia, and One Piece. Are you surprised about that one?
That is surprising. But nothing wrong with having a no name, nothing wrong with that.
Best character design. Gatsua. Best director, one from Apothecary Diary season 2. I actually like that. I actually like the second season of the show. Best background arc, Gatsua. I did vote for this one. Best romance, The Flagrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I did vote for this one. I voted for either. I think I voted for my Justice Darling. That had better. I've never seen My Finger Flower, so I vote My Justice Darling. Best comedy, Don to Don. Best action, Solo Leveling. And this one, a lot of people thought this one should be nominated for Anime of the Year and a bunch of awards, but only nominated for this one award. ReZero won Best Isekai Anime. I pointed out the line that should have been also nominated for Best English Dub Actor for Sean Chupling, Best Animation, Anime of the Year. It should have nominated more awards. I enjoyed Thirsty. That was amazing. And it beat Camp Cooking in the World Season 2, Disney's Twisted Wonderland Season 1, from Bureaucrat to Villainous Dad's Reincarnated, Konosuba Bonus Stage, was Season 3, and Zensu. Best Drama, The Apothecary Diaries. I'm fine with that winning. I'm watching a little bit Anne Shirley. It's really interesting to me. Slice of Life, Spy X Family. Okay. Best Main Character, Momo from Apothecary Diaries. Supporting Character, Bakudo from My Hero Academia. That's surprising.
Yeah, but I can see how Bakugo became a fan favorite.
Yeah. Must-have character at all costs. I saw who won this. I'm like, of course she would win this. She won it last year, too. Anna Forger from Spy X Family. Second in a row, she won this award. Over Deku, Mamao, Togepi, and he's from Original Sin, and Kirikou from Flagrant Flower. These other two I've never seen. Even Suka, Serenow's character. Best theme song. I was quite happy with the fact that Chainsaw Man won an award for this one. Iris out for Chainsaw Man. Good choice. Best score. Demon Slayer Infinite Castle. Best opening sequence. Don and Don Season 2. On the Way. Best ending sequence. My Hero Academia Final Season. This one, I thought that Lex Simpson should win this one because I really enjoyed Chainsaw Man, but they gave Best VA Performance English to Lucen Dodge, the voice of Azaka from the Demon Slayer Infinite Castle movie. They gave Mamao's Japanese voice actress for Best English one. The other ones I wasn't really good. I listened to Spanish or Sicilian or French or Arabic, so doesn't matter if you're German or Italian. If anybody wasn't about those, look them up. And that's it.
Sounds like a lot of great winners. I mean, I kind of knew My Hero Academia, with the song and then the definitive ending. I knew that one was going to at least win at least one or two categories, but I think it was pretty good competition this year.
Yeah, but Garcia, I've never watched this show, so I don't know how good it is. I think Apothecary Diaries should have won Best Background Arc. And for the Best New one, I haven't seen this one. I heard this one's really good. Sakamoto Days. That should have won because I heard that show was really good. Best Continuing Series. Did it have to be One Piece? Could allow My Hero Academia win that one. Nope. Yeah. The film of the year, I'm happy Demon Slayer won it because that earned it. So the movie was really good. Of course, I saw Chainsaw Man. That was a good movie too. And the other ones I didn't see. But, excuse me. Now the movie, the stuff that was declared snubbed. So they did point out though, Solo was nominated for Anime of the Year because it won last year, which A lot of people were not happy that won. People actually want Freeman to win. But according to Reddit on this, apparently it won because of hype, not because of animation. Yeah. So it also mentioned that Brandon Wire argued Grand Blue Dreaming got snubbed Best Comedy. Secret Silent Witch and Witch Watch got snubbed for Best New Series. Boundary of Adulthood was snubbed for Best Original Anime. Spy X Family was snubbed for Anime of the Year. I didn't think that one needed to be nominated for Anime of the Year. It was a decent season, but I didn't think it needed to be nominated for Anime of the Year. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, and they pointed out though, like shows with darker themes. I mean, Clavis, Summer Car Dies, got 2 with basically 1. Themes of abuse and revenge, and Togepia's Original Sin, which contains bullying, depression, and suicide. I don't know, like it seems odd they nominated some of these dark series for like these other awards. I get the fact we want to get some shows like Rama Half-Lee's got nominated, which I was happy that got nominated for something. It should be nominated a little more stuff, but it didn't. Like I like the animation they did for it should be nominated for best animation because the show was really good. But here's your nominees for best English voice actor. Aside from Alexis Tipton and the other guy, Justin Brenner got nominated for best English voice actor for My Hero Academia final season. The guy who voiced one of the characters from The Summer Car died. Morgan Berry, who voiced the character from Sadia, never watched the show. Emily Lowe got nominated for How to Get Our Season 2 for Mamau. I'll be right back.
And while we're waiting on that, yeah, so at this point, if anyone's still live on the show, we'll do a quick Q&A. Just anything you want to mention, talk about, or just anything you're curious about. We'll run that for a few minutes and then we'll wrap up.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, my mic. When I stepped away, my mic got muted.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, right now I was just trying to see if anyone was gonna engage and do a quick Q&A, but it's probably already late.
Yeah, it's already about 11:30.
Yeah, but we'll just go ahead and do wrap up. Anything you currently got coming up on the channel, and where can people find you, Nick?
Yes, you can find me on my regular channel, Nick Lenz. I have reviews coming tomorrow for Motor Sentai, Kamen Rider, Witch Adler, which that's getting close to wrapping up. I heard a rumor recently that some people want to get the show canceled because those characters were gay. Like they're pointing that the male lead of the show, Quitry, they point out he's gay. I'm like, where in the series is he gay? Is he pointing he's gay? It makes no sense at all. Have you heard about that?
I had heard about that.
And I'm like, if you're gonna prove somebody is gay in a manga, Show me proof. Because I've read Butch Adler, and I've never seen him do any gay stuff in the manga. Not once. This year should be quite interesting for anime, because right now for upcoming for the month of July, there is Machuca Tensei Jump Reincarnation Season 3. There is the one-shot for My Hero Academia Heroines. The third season of The Wonder Girlfriends Really, Really Love You. All Country on Master Swordsman. I actually watched anime last year. I'm surprised that was nominated for anime for best new anime. That was actually pretty good. It was Amazon Prime, that one. I'm like, why would you nominate this one for? This actually was pretty good. I don't know why. Scouting the World Season 2, of course, Bleach Styles and Blood War, Saga Time Evil, which has come out this year after not airing a new episode since 2012. Yeah, and of course, Trapped in Dating Sim Season 2. I watched the first season. I actually enjoyed the first season of the show. You ever heard of Trapped in Dating Sim?
I heard of them.
I've seen it. It's actually quite interesting. Like, they have all these male characters in it. It's like, it's kind of basically like you have to compete, play when you play this one female character, you have to love like 5 guys. I'm like, what? It's almost like reverse harem, but it's also a regular harem too, because he gets a bunch of girls too. And get this, one of the girls that's interested in him is one of the guy's moms, who just happened to queen the country. I'm like, what? So we get back at the guy, he dates the guy's mom? Okay. Despite the fact she's like 10, 15 years older than he is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and when I saw who was part of this dub cast, I'm like, okay, I'm interested. Like, let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So, by the way, Sarah Winehouse in this series, she's actually the original character of the story. So, Leanne's voiced by Dash Cruz. Olivia, who was the practice of the game, she's voiced by Jade Saxton, which someone did point this out, though. In one of the series she's in right now, Chain Soldier, she dropped an F-bomb. And she's never dropped an F-bomb in anime before. Never has. And my guess, because Chain Soldier's a mature show, that's probably the reason why she got away with it. You have Angelica, who was voiced by Chris McGuire. Let's see. Yeah, I have voiced by Jim Ford. I'm not really familiar with him. Marie, she's the original. She's the she's the character who the other guys are fawning over, and she's voiced by Sarah Winehoff. Now, these are the ones basically. Well, I was surprised. Like, okay, so Julius, who's a prince. I'm not sure when season's coming out, Tibia. I have not heard. Julius voiced by Rico Vajaro. Jack was voiced by Ian St. Clair. Brad Forfield, Justin Brenner, Chris the Arcalike, Eric Fail, Greg Falsober, Chris Champton. And those are the 5 guys they have to kind of like compete for. That one of those dating sim things. There's the queen of the country, who is Julius's mom. This is the one basically she ends up. It's like the whole thing is that he is a jerk, but he's a lovable jerk, and yet the girls love him for being a jerk. And he ends up basically married to about pretty much a lot of the girls, except for Marie. He does not marry her, but he does marry a lot of the other girls meets, of course, in the series. And also the fact that the thing started off with, like, he got reincarnated, obviously, and his stepmother wanted to marry a woman who was in her 50s. And he's like, nope, not doing that. So he went, I remember there's treasure in this island. So he find the treasure, and then he's like, well, I get my own barony. Bye-bye. Then he goes out to school, meets with the girls. Very interesting show. I guess he'll step away. Mm. Yeah, Tibia, when I heard about the Chainsaw Man season, they call it the Assassin's Arc, which is the I think it's the part one of Chainsaw Man. I think it's the if I think it's either I think it's the third. It's one of the last arcs of part one of the manga because the manga just ended recently, which I was very surprised to see the end. Again, even though they said it's a part at the chapter 92 of the first part, oh, that was going to be the end of the manga. Nope, that was end of the first saga.
Oh, okay. Well, Nick is catching his breath. Chainsaw Man. I mean, yeah, it's getting a lot of momentum now, but Chainsaw Man debuted back in early 2000, like 05, 06.
Uh, let's see. I know the anime came out in 2022.
Yeah, but it's not a newer title. The original manga was old. Like maybe not. Hold
Let's
on,
see. The manga started back in 2018.
hold on. What am I thinking of? Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man started in 2018. I'm probably thinking of another title,
Yeah,
but yeah, but
and I did when I did my review of the movie, this is before I announced season two coming. It's like, since the movie's success, can we please have a season two? I guess my wish was granted. We got a season two coming for Chainsaw Man because the movie did so well at the box office.
yep.
This movie grossed almost 200 million.
Which believe it or not, for an anime movie, is pretty solid.
Yeah, let's see how much. If I know Demon Slayer, because I know the last movie, first movie was like 600 million. I think it was.
Yep.
Let's see. This movie made 781 million against a $20 million budget. I'm like, that's a hit. I'm sure you probably heard the stupid thing where, oh, movie doesn't gross $1 billion, considered a box office bomb. Not every single movie has to make $1 billion. You agree?
Yes, I agree. Sorry, I'm lagging for some reason.
Yeah. Of course, I saw this movie like when it came out last year. I had to go to because it was not over in my it wasn't close to me. I had to kind of go almost down about 30 minutes from where I live to go see. Because first time to go see it, sold out, completely sold out, and I was lucky at a later showing, so I got the later showing, and that was half sold out. And I saw the movie, loved it. With Chainsaw Man, that was not an issue. When I saw the first Demon Slayer movie, they had it in my local theater. And then this one, they chose not to get it for some reason. I'm not sure why. That's why, though, from what I've heard with the case of the last Mugen Train, the only reason when the owner got it was because everyone was telling him it was grossing $500 million. So he's like, okay, movie makes money. I'll get it. My local movie theater hasn't screened that many anime movies. They show more cartoon movies, but anime movies, not many. I think they did stream. They did show there. I think it was some of the Pokemon movies, and I know they did the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie, the one that the Pyramid Light. They did that one. This was years ago, by the way. They did. I think they did the very first Soup movie, the one that was Broly. They did screen that. They did screen that one there too. Superhero. I had to go to Wesley Chapel for that one. Just got BAVK. What is that? Nemo, what is BAVK?
I think he's saying he just got back. That's a typo.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for confirming that, Nemo.
Yeah, I had to ask because I was looking like, hmm,
But as for these two chapters, I feel like that this was a good chapter for what it was.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it felt like basically it was advancing the story forward.
Yeah, but it wasn't too much.
No, not really. Hmm. I think. Well, I'm thinking probably our next stream will probably be DC solicits, right?
Yeah, DC solicits it's probably next.
Yeah, and I told you I'm free tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Eric will be in the next few days, but we'll let you know with more
Yeah.
information as it comes out.
Yep.
Honestly, anime nowadays seems to be going down. I mean, it's great that have anime became mainstream. To an extent, you have a point, Nemo. I would agree to that, but
Yeah, not,
because
like he's saying so much bland and boring. Not the ones I've seen.
I get what he's trying to say, and Nemo, please confirm if I'm misinterpreting. But basically, like
Which
because it's so
like that because the ones I've been seeing, especially the new ones come out this year, are actually really good.
okay, boring and bland may have been a poor choice of words, but I feel like the larger point is that because when something gets too mainstream or too big, it becomes down, watered down, oversaturated, especially when you factor a foreign medium like anime in trying to appease international markets to
Mm-hmm.
where it to where it's a relative downgrade compared to its purest form, like
Mm-hmm.
say watching in Japan or watching the sub and subtitles. You're relying too much on the international release. So I get what he's trying to say, even if in this comment Nemo could have worded it a bit better. I at least understand what you're trying to say, Nemo.
Yeah. Uh, I know that My Hero Academia is over, so you have to worry about that. Though they did confirm that the short that comes after the epilogue chapter that came out this month, that's come out in August. The one
Yeah,
theory, which I'm glad that's getting adapted. And I think for the main series, I think that's the last official thing to be adapted.
other than the Vigilantes anime, which is probably gonna is I okay. I'm gonna be objectively honest. I'm surprised Vigilantes got an anime adaptation because it's really a side story. And spoilers for the manga, it's a side story where the aforementioned MC gets framed for a crime he didn't commit right at the height of the villain war, and then he's exiled abroad for the remainder of the series.
Yes. Though I think for some people it may have been surprising that the show got season 2. Especially that first season is pretty good, but I'm surprised there's not season 3 out yet. There's been no announcement at all. I've heard nothing, and the season ended. What was like 2 months ago?
I guess they wanted to see how everyone would respond to My Hero Academia wrapping up and the definitive ending with the epilogue short, which is really just 10 years later. And then I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't read the manga version, but I'm just going to give a non-spoiler synopsis. Deku and Ochaku reconnect after the 10-year time skip, and that's basically what the short pretty much revolves around.
Yeah, where everybody's a little bit older. I think everybody's pretty much in their mid-20s.
Yeah, it's roughly 10 years later.
I mean, so some of them basically look like they haven't changed at all. The other ones that you can tell by looking at them who have changed appearance-wise. I know Chaco has changed. Pinky
Bakugo
has. Yeah, Bako, I think got put on a little muscle.
and a haircut, but that's about it.
Haircut. One, I think Shudo changed too.
Hmm.
I was surprised. One I did notice who didn't change at all was Momo. She looked like she didn't change. She didn't age at all in 8 years. Everyone else did. She did not. That depends upon basically like what anime that you may like. There's no age limit for anime per se. It depends what anime you're into. Like, you can still watch the older anime that you have seen before. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've seen several anime I've seen more than once. It depends which one you want to see.
Yeah, the variety is there. Yes, a lot of core titles are shonen, which have a very specific demographic, but there are a lot of darker, older demographic shonen as well. Berserker is the perfect example of a shonen or manga slash anime series. Now, I would never let my child or even my nephews or nieces read or watch or any shonen title, Berserker especially. I just wouldn't do it. I would not recommend anyone reading or watching Berserker till they're at least 16 years old and they can actually understand the subject matter. And even then, I'm stretching it.
Yeah. Okay. So Sylvia's asking about the new Gundam movie. I have not seen it yet. I've watched a lot of Gundam per se. I've only watched the original one, Zeta Gundam, Fighter G Gundam, Double O, a little bit of Wing, and I know I also watched Char Elizabeth's Counterattack. But that's it. That's all I watched from Gundam, sadly. I haven't watched Gundam in years.
Yeah, I fell off Gundam to be honest. No, I nothing against the show and its format. I just got older. I mean, it just didn't appeal to my taste anymore.
Yeah.
Which Nemo makes a perfect counter to. It's a generational thing, especially when you factor new markets, new trends, new generations are enticed by different things.
Something to point this out though, manga is selling more, better in sales than comics are.
Oh yeah, that we knew that was gonna happen. Like seriously, comic, especially with the monthly floppies. Like seriously.
Yeah, and plus also, here's the big thing difference between comic books and the manga books. The manga books are cheaper. That's why they're selling well because Viz Media for the manga volumes that they sell, they always sell theirs no matter what. Like I got the last one, My Hero Academia, still $10.99. They've never increased the cover price. This for everything else going up. They've never increased at all. I think other companies, like the highest I got was like maybe like $13.99. I think it was for the manga volumes, but that's as high as they go. I know the light novels. I think the highest I saw recently was like $16.99 for the light novels. Much cheaper than regular books that they would buy here. Yeah, Timmy was asking about Amazing Issue 1000. One, that has not come out yet, and two, I don't know how much they're charging it. If it's $10, I don't think anybody's going to buy it. No way. Even if it's 1,000 issues, no one's going to buy a book for $10. I'm hoping Marvel has learned a lesson when they did it twice for Instinct Storm when 25 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. One movie that I did see recently was the movie for That Time of Crimes and Slime. The second one they did. That was really good. And the placement for it is kind of interesting in the anime. Well, the last movie took place between seasons 2 and 3. This one is set between episodes, I think it was like 73 and 74 of the current season of the show. That's where they're setting it. Yeah, Marvel never learned lessons because, well, they stupidly decided to fire several people from their company. One of them happens to be a really good editor who was actually competent as his job because Marvel can't have competent editors at their company. Let's fire the good ones to keep all the bad ones. So I did hear they got rid of Dan Buckley, which he was one of those people Rob Liefeld wanted to see fire from the company, and yeah, he's gone. Because he kind of points the blame at him as one of those guys that is ruining Marvel right now. And it will take time for Marvel to recover from their slump they've been in. And I'm not really a big fan of the fact Marvel's got like 5 events this year in a very short span of time. You got Spiral, Armageddon, Queen in Black. I think Spiral just wrapped up. I think there's like several of them. Oh, there's also DNX. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Nemo, about Absolute DC. The Absolute books are destroying Marvel in the sales. I haven't saw the last sales report, but last I saw, the Absolute Universe was destroying Marvel in the sales. Not sure, Tevia. I do know that the it's getting sort of a rebirth for some reason. This recent Ultimate Universe, not sure why, but it just seems like Hickman, Marvel wants Hickman to do stuff, change stuff. The only thing he did succeed at was changing. Was like rebooting the Ultimate Universe. Though he was supposed to suffer cosmic, but Marvel pivoted for some weird reason. Like they had supposed to change some stuff for the cosmic side, and from what I can tell, not much was changed aside from the fact that Star Lord's got a higher position now. And Xavier was play a big role in it. And from what I looked up, basically, to appear in those issues, he does not play a role at all. So, what was the point of removing from the X titles?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
Yeah. I did see also that the Miles Morales title was once again relaunched after, once again, 42 issues. And the new writer is Brian Edward Hill. Are you surprised about that?
I am.
Yeah, this is only like what his like third or fourth titles over that Marvel. He hasn't done that much. I think the last title I know he did was Blade. That was the last one off my head he did. Which that ended after 10 issues. And the weird thing is, that was a Bloodhound, but Brian Hill didn't write that. That was Jed McKay. Like, if anyone was going to ask me what's the best titles in the world right now, Moon Knight, that's so good. I have not read Inferno Hulk, but Phil K. Johnson's doing a really good job with that character. Last Incredible Hulk is still doing really good. Alan Ewing's story is awesome. I do enjoy the Wolverine book by Seth Ahmed. I think the book is really cool. I like it. I like the X-Men by Jed McKay. Avengers by Jed McKay, and no, that's not Jed McKay stuff, but I think the Amazing Spider book is, the current run is a little better than the Zed Wells book. Though I really wish John McGee was not doing the artwork. I did hear that about Blue Exorcist going on hiatus. Not, I think it's back. The last animation they released was Creature Commandos. You mean movie or TV show, Nemo? Tibia, the name on the event was dropped. It's simply Venom now. It's still the same writer, Al Ewing, but they basically dropped the name all new, just simply Venom now. Because the series reached 250 issues. The only thing I do know is they killed off a character people wanted to die in the first place. Avengers is still pretty good, Tibia. I do enjoy Jed McKay's Avengers. I have not heard of anything who's replacing Jed McKay because the current run's ending after like 34 issues. Because it's kind of a mystery. I thought Marvel would announce something, but I've heard nothing. We should probably end it here because it's almost midnight, Jheat.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. As for me, please stay tuned for my reviews on both Mandalorian and Grogu, as well as Maul Shadow Lord Season 1, which I did originally want to get out before May 4th, and May 4th be with you, but I had to push it back due to technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of in the same boat as you are right now, Nick. But yeah, that'll those two will likely be out before the end of this coming week. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Flame off.